You're watching Nivesh Kar Befikar. There has been a lot of buzz around the new age ULIPs or 4G ULIPs as we are calling them. They're cheaper, but we must tell you that these are bought online. Some of the dramatic changes that have been brought into the new age of 4G ULIPs are things that we need to understand. Today, joining me is India's leading certified financial planner, Surya Bhatia, to demystify and tell you what these 4G ULIPs are all about. Surya, one of the things that you constantly talk about and extremely passionately is asset allocation. Yeah. And this is something that we normally don't talk much about.
Yeah.
We're trying to make people aware of the fact that why it's so important to do an asset allocation. More than anything else, that becomes the most important thing.
Sure.
And one of the features that a ULIP has is that, unlike other products like mutual funds, is that if you want to create that asset allocation where you want to have debt and equity, and you need to constantly rebalance, that's the other word you keep using. In a mutual fund, you've got to exit a scheme, enter again, and there are charges there, and there is the whole issue of convenience. Whereas in a ULIP, you buy a scheme, and within that there are multiple funds, and you can keep switching from one to the other as many times as you want, free of cost. Is that a big plus, especially from an asset allocation point of view?
If you ask me, Vivek, the biggest advantage of ULIP after the cost reduction, which has always been there in a ULIP product, are actually the switch option available in a ULIP, which no other asset class offers me. And the beauty about this category, this feature, is that I can do this switch option even in the next 1 month of buying a product. No other asset class offers me this benefit or feature. And this does not entail, mind you, any tax, which other asset classes also brings in.
So can you explain that a bit?
I will just give this more broad aspect of this. If I've invested in a ULIP product, let's say as of today, and I see the markets changing the game, the momentum changes, and I'm in a hardcore equity investor, I put all my money into an equity investment, but something happens which makes me believe that markets may not do so well, and that just happens within a month of my investment. I can just switch on one single day, just switch from, within the same ULIP product, mind you, from option A, which is let's say a maximizer or a growth, to a plain income or a debt fund, which means I'm just moving out from 100% equity allocation to 100% debt allocation. Therefore, protecting my capital, and I can always go back again in equity because most of the ULIPs offers you multiple free switch options during 1 year itself. And mind you, I can also do this within the first year, n number of times. Some ULIP companies start charging a very nominal fee after the first few switches for each year. But otherwise, this is such a phenomenal tool. But the problem is that no one is able to use it or not using it to the true advantage. So here, maybe the ULIP companies, the insurance companies come and need to act and to make investors aware about this as a very proactive tool to be used by the investors to their own advantage. Maybe they need to train their own advisors, their agents, how to really push that or use it as a benefit or as a selling point to really push this product, because this is such a phenomenal tool which can actually be helping you create a huge allocation benefit to the portfolio in a long term.
And the tax bit you said is very critical because debt mutual funds have been taxed, right, over the last
few years, 3 years back.
There is a taxation on that. So every time you're moving money out of a debt fund into an equity fund to do that asset allocation, you're also eating away, the tax is eating away into your return, and here it's tax-free, as you said.
And vice versa over there also holds true, that even if I move out from equity to debt,
now,
if it's less than, and if it's less than 1 year also earlier, it was a 15% short-term capital gain, and now in the long term, there's always a 10% capital gain tax. So while the tax rate is not so high, but it still eats my net return, my net IRR goes down.
Within the ULIP basket of funds, whatever you move is tax-free.
It's all tax-free, that's all insulated.
Thanks for watching. We'll be back with a lot more on the 4G ULIP.